This episode is on the build of our canopy and davit system, as well as the aft storage seats that sit under the canopy. This was probably the most challenging and technical aspect of the rebuild of Cape Petrel so far. Massive thanks to Mark Robilliard, who welded up the canopy for us. There's a lot of blood, sweat, tears and angst that went into this, so hope you enjoy it.
What we got here is the seats we're going to weld to the back deck. So I was very lucky, my new job, they managed to smash these out for us in a couple of days. They've bent it, we've done a template for them. They've bent these edges in. This is to strengthen it up. So what we need to do now is cut it down, because all they did was cut the sheet of metal in half and bend it. We just need to cut it down to the correct height, level it so it's all flat across the boat, and weld it in.
So the reason we've got these string lines is because the middle of the deck is higher and it slopes away towards the sides of the hull. So we've used this because we can take measurements and kind of pick up the error as we go and then trim that off so that eventually the seat sits flat. Then what we've done is we've basically done a first rough cut using that methodology. We've got that to sort of the approximate height that we want it, and then to do our final adjustment, Jack's just building a little gizmo that we can actually have a pen strapped to a little point at a right angle and trace that along the bottom to actually pick up all the curves as we go along, because the steel of the boat is actually quite raw. There we go.
So, can't fix it with lecky tape and a roll, I don't bother, mate.
So that's to help us get all of the little corrections, and hopefully once we've done that, we'll trace that, cut that out with discs, and then hopefully after that it sits flush and it's almost ready to start tacking into place.
The big reveal!
289 and 290. That's 1 mil difference.
1 mil, are you right with 1 mil?
You gotta be happy with that.
So the first thing we did was we reviewed all the raw material, which was just DN50 shed 40 stainless steel pipe for anyone who's interested in the details. I then spent about a week on the bandsaw measuring and remeasuring and freaking out and then cutting all of the bits to length because we didn't have any spare whatsoever. In fact, if I remember correctly, it was actually a puzzle to work out exactly what order to cut the lengths so that we weren't going to have any weight. It took a bit to figure out. Once we had all the lengths set, we sent them off to a workshop to have more bent on the manual. As you can see all these sweeping bends. Once we got all those bits back, the idea, I think I've got one. The idea is to profile the ends of the pipe so that when they come together, they snug up and there's no gaps. That's the idea. Now, we're not professional pipe fitters here, so there were some gaps, I'll be honest. The first part of the build we tackled was the top. It was the largest component, but I think it might have been the least technical in terms of angles. There was a hell of a lot of welding that Mark put in a lot of time sorting that out for us. Now at the moment, we're working on the stand. So these are our supports. Some of the critical design features that we had to have was this part of the dinghy is actually a crane system. They're our lifting parts. So the whole idea is that this part of the top can support 2 tons of dynamic load so we can lift our boat out of the water. And that challenge was coming up with a way of bracing that without having a diagonal piece, which would then inhibit the area where we can swing a yacht, or swing a tender, sorry.
That'll hold. That'll hold, mate. Bottom. 54. Wait.
Sheer level. Straight. Sitting on our rear seats. Bloody frothing. So what we've built here is storage seats that we've made them large enough so we can fit gas bottles inside them. Might also notice this bad boy. So this has been about 2 years in the making. This is our canopy davit arm system off the back. It's all done out of stainless steel 316. It's all been engineered, approved and designed. But yeah, it's been a process. About 18 months to get the design and fabrication drawings done, and about six months for the build. Because you know, when you're calling in favours and asking people for help, things take time. But yeah, no, she's looking pretty good. This is how we ended up deciding on landing the davit and actually fixing the canopy and the davits to the boat, is by doing these 12mm stainless steel plates, which have been welded in by Mark Rebillard. He's the one who welded up the davit and the canopy for us as well. It's actually mounted on a 6mm mild steel plate, so we've cut out this whole section of the deck. This is new 6mm flooring, whereas the rest of the deck's only 3mm. But basically we've just strengthened the whole side of this boat in anticipation of mounting these. Also shout out to Rhett, because a couple of years ago Rhett came down here and 3D modelled the whole boat, and that's what we used to get the positioning of our legs so that they'd be snug up to the sides here, because they're actually welded to the back as well. So yeah, came in pretty close on the money. Well done. Okie dokie. I am holding in my hand a bracket that our boom gets mounted off, a new one which we're about to install. The reason being, these are the old ones, and we are raising the boom. So the boom's off, it's behind me at the moment. We've taken it off this morning and we've lifted it up and basically figured out where it needs to sit to be above our canopy and our davits that we've installed.
so that it's got enough play under them that it's not going to hit, and enough play back from the stays that it's not going to clip a stay as it swings past as we're tacking or jiving. I've cut off the old sail track which is in the way, and these will get welded on here for our boom to be raised up. We're going to do the same thing down here with our boom vang, raising that 700. So a couple more brackets there. And now we're just about to cut the end off the boom, which I'm a little bit nervous about. So Mick is holding the camera right now. He's going to come and double check all of my measurements, and we might trace it out again before we lock the end of the boom off, because that's the point of no return. Alright, so this is a rough line. We're going to re-measure this and just make sure we've got it right. But basically, we're going to lock this off along the weld, and then bring the whole thing in to shorten the boom by 300mm, just so to make sure it clears the back stays.
Well, hey guys, Isaac's cut the boom open, and we've found ourselves some half a bird. And the question is, how did it get in there?
And where's the other half?
And where's the other half, exactly?
Nice techie, brother. How was that, mate?
Got the scorpion going for that one.
I came up here and I was just like, oh, Jack's legs are pretty high up in the air there.
Bit of welding acrobatics. I have no idea how I'm going to get into the corner one, man. But we're going to have to almost do like an indie and hang me in there upside down.
Can you mirror weld it?
Yeah, that's the only other option.
This corner piece in, so just to create a straight edge there, so we can install the piano hinge, so this seat can be hinged up like the rest of them. So we've pretty much finished here. We have welded all of the canopy columns to our boxes. So prior to us doing this, the whole thing was moving a little bit. This has just stiffened everything up and yeah, reduced a lot of that movement. Jack's just doing the very last of the welding, just welding up the back of the column to the box. Once that's done, this box is completely finished, we're ready to go, so we're going to start blasting and painting. Back in the hole!